Hey guys, it's me, skysamfreeman here. Well, I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. However, every time I tried, it just never seemed to work out. I'd always have to time it with Halloween, and I just never had the time and resources, but this year is finally the year. So, this is my top 10 things that scared me in video games as a kid, or something like that. First off, I'm just gonna give some context to this list. This list is very subjective. Some of these have to do with the situation and age I was when I played them. These all happened when I was between the ages of about 3 and 10. As you'll come to see, I was scared by some pretty dumb shit. These will also be listed in the order of how much they scared me at the time, so you might see some of the least scary stuff towards the top of the list, just because the context in which I experienced it was different. Make sense? Hopefully. So, here we go with number 10. Number 10. The graveyard and haunted house levels in Frogger 2. Not really that scary, but I was a little uneasy when I first played it. The graveyard's pretty straightforward, except for this little bit at the beginning which solely exists to scare the shit out of you right off the bat. You got floating coffins, some weasels, bat things, these wallmaster fucks. Oh, and these knights. I mean, look at this shit. That's just brutal. So yeah, these clown ghosts are here in this level. They're kind of annoying, but we'll get back to them in a little bit. Once you finish that level, you enter the haunted house and oh, okay. Alright, shit. Well, alright. Well, let's see. Not so bad. Go up the stairs, there's more knights. The eyes of 100 trapped souls staring up at me through the floor. That's nice. A nice bedroom. Oh, fuck! Okay, seriously, did it have to start laughing like that? Okay, so you think this would be easy. Just grab the frog and leave, but nope, this game's gotta fuck with you. So now you're running around this room trying not to get touched by this ghost. I mean, shit. After that, the level isn't so bad. It's actually rather short. Now let's talk about the music here for a second. It's actually pretty awesome, but do they have to really add that scream in there? Frogger 2, more like Frogger Boo. Oh, fuck it. Number 9, JUMPSTART 3rd Grade. In my opinion, the best offering from the JUMPSTART series, but I hear you say, what was so scary about this? For me, and I think this will be a theme throughout this list, it's the feeling of isolation and loneliness. Yeah, there are other robots here and there, but those aren't really the aspects that scared me. There's a few minor things that really did it. I'm not sure why, but the generator room always made me feel a bit on edge and creeped out. Perhaps it was the tense music and the timing in which you had to solve the equations. And also that pulsating heartbeat sound that got faster with each correct answer you got, yeah. But what really did it was the time machine. I can't really tell you why, but being inside of it was scary to me. Did I really write that line like that? It could be the music and the lighting. Also that feeling of urgency when you have to rescue the robots. Oh, and there was also that organ in the music room that reminded me of Forte from Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas, which also scared the ever-loving fuck out of me as a kid, but that's another video entirely. Number 8, the JUMPSTART 4th Grade trailer. Keeping it with the JUMPSTART theme, we have the JUMPSTART 4th Grade trailer. Yes. The trailer. I remember watching this in the preview section where they would show off all the other JUMPSTART games that were out, but this scared me so much that I didn't even want to play the full game. I'm really not sure why it scared me as much as it did. I went back to get the footage for this, and I'm still not sure what my deal was with this game. I mean, I guess because it was supposed to be haunted and scary. It's not higher because, well, I never actually played the full game, and looking up videos for it, I can tell I would not have liked it very much. Pretty short entry, but there's really not much else to say here. Number 7, the opening and first level of Kabuki Quantum Fighter on the NES. When I was about 3 years old, I started playing the NES. One of the games my parents had was Kabuki Quantum Fighter, which, by the way, is an awesome underrated platformer with awesome music. But whenever I would boot it up, I would get scared by the intro. I think it was the music. Same with the first level, the music coupled with the environment just didn't sit well with me. It's unfortunate really because the next level has even better music and I don't think I would have found it nearly as scary. Another short entry, but yeah, you know, really not much else to say. Number 6. I know what you're thinking. An Elmo game? Really? How can an Elmo game be scary? Well, there's a couple things here actually. Keep in mind, I was 3, so there's this part where you put mouths, noses, and eyes on a blank face. Just watch this shit. Yeah, that's what scared me. Not just that, but this game has a few just weird things in it. I can't really describe how this game made me feel. I mean, maybe uncomfortable is the right word. I don't know. It's just got a lot of weird shit that doesn't seem to fit together and makes for this weird, hypnotizing fever dream experience. It almost feels like some weird mind control experiment or something. I can't quite place my finger on it, but it just makes me feel weird whenever I play it. It might have to do with so many of the things just not feeling uniform. Random things just happen and feel completely out of place with your surrounding environment. Not just that, but the audio on the sound effects isn't consistent either. Sometimes they just surprise you, and I think that's what the root of the problem was for me as a kid. I also played other Sesame Street games at the time, but none of them rubbed me the way this one did.
And now for something completely different.
Number 5. Oh, fuck yeah, Spider-Man! This game is the fucking shit. This is probably the PS1 game I played the most as a kid. Okay, so what's scary about this game? Well, for the most part, nothing. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You go through the levels, you take down the most iconic Spider-Man villains, and oh god. Okay, monster fucking on, alright? Look at this shit. This is the final boss of the game, if you can even call it that. So, basically, the Carnage symbiote attaches itself to Doc Ock and he starts chasing you through this exploding reactor. Pretty epic, really. But listen to this shit. All he does is scream at you the whole time. So, now you have to run as fast as you possibly can to get to the surface while this guy is right on your ass. It's so tense and my heart would race right out of my chest. Especially if you fuck up. Because if you get caught... Damn. It took me so long to beat this as a kid, too. Add the frustration on top of everything else there, and yeah, I hated this. But it was so satisfying to finally beat. Number 4. Jimmy Neutron on PC. When Jimmy Neutron came out, I thought it was the most awesome movie ever. So naturally, I had to get the game. It starts out well enough, you know, doesn't really follow the movie, but whatever. Anyway, you eventually get to a point where you have to go to Area 51. Fuck this place. Okay, so the music already freaks you out a bit. So you're trying to find this invisibility device, and you start out and you're wandering around, and shit! These fucking cop cars, man. Look at this shit.
No civilians are allowed here.
You're scared to walk anywhere because these guys come out of nowhere and just warp your ass back to the start. Luckily, the thing you're looking for is close to where you start anyway, but you wouldn't know that if you're playing it for the first time. You're scared to just walk around.
No civilians are allowed here.
Whenever I played it after that, I dread going there, but the cool thing is that once you get your rocket ship, you can fly around freely without having to worry about them. Fuck you, bitch! Number 3, SpongeBob, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Oh look, another Nickelodeon game. I've talked about this game quite a bit and mentioned the overall creepy, dead, purgatory-like vibe this game has. It's so empty. The character models and the lighting they all feel so off. But that alone isn't what the issue is. This one's got some setup behind it. Okay, so when this game came out, I wanted nothing more than to play it. The thing is, I didn't have a GameCube or PS2 at the time, so I borrowed my cousin's PS2 and rented this game from Blockbuster. I was so into this game that I actually played it all night. I remember being scared sitting on a pillow in the middle of my room with darkness surrounding me, and the only light I had was from my small, crappy TV. But then I had to find the Dutchman's treasures. The music, that damn music, scared the crap out of me. Now, luckily, the treasures don't take too long to find, but every time I would have to find one, I would get scared. I would make myself concentrate on the game, and I managed to get through it. I actually started to feel pretty brave, actually, like I was getting over my fears. That was until my dad woke up and found me playing it at 4 a.m. I about jumped out of my skin when he exclaimed, "What are you doing up?" And that is what cements it at number 3. Number 2, the ending of Lego Island. Okay, so the Lego games were a huge part of my childhood, spending hours in Rock Raiders not knowing what I was doing, trying to get the best times in Lego Racers, jamming the fuck out to Lego Alpha Team, and so on. But the Lego Island games were my favorites. To this day, I still think the original Lego Island is pretty awesome, although that just could be because of my vaporwave obsession. But what exactly is so scary about Lego Island? Well, not really a whole lot on the surface, but that cave on the side always kind of creeped me out. Just not knowing what was behind that door, it was just kind of ominous. But the Brickster and his shit, that's where we run into the problems. So the song that plays around the jail already kind of got me a bit spooked, but when he escapes, that's when shit gets bad. So you've got to track him down as he's destroying the island, and running after the ambulance is tense as hell. Then he leaves and you're left to find the rest of the missing helicopter pieces. But now the island, which seemed to have so many inhabitants, feels so empty. There are a few people walking around, but it's just not the same. The music, fuck the music. Why did they put this in a kid's game? It terrified me as a kid. Not only the music, but the way to tell if you're near a piece is this annoying chirping sound that gets louder and louder. Then you get the piece, and then the other one starts going off in the distance, and it's all quiet and creepy, and you just hear it faintly. It's so creepy and scary at the same time. So I always hated this part of the game. Plus, I could never beat the end game because it constantly fucks up and I was never able to get the good ending. Instead, I got this.
It's mine, all mine. All mine. Mine?
I was always so hesitant to play this game up to this point just because of that. But that still ain't the scariest thing in a game from my childhood. Number 1, Myst 4. Just Myst 4. This was the first Myst game I was introduced to. Later, I played the other entries in the series, but none of them gave me the same feeling that Myst 4 did. It starts out fine enough. You know, you meet up with Atris again, help him fix this signal thing. Then he leaves and asks you to look after his daughter.
Keep an eye on Yisha, will you?
Nothing really of note happens until... Oh. So that was just the first thing that scared the shit out of me. Now it's night, and you're alone. The haunting music sets in, and Yisha, Atris's daughter, is nowhere to be found. So now you're freaking out a bit, wondering what the hell just happened. He mentioned his sons previously, and from the intro in previous games, you know that they were imprisoned. For what? It's not really clearly stated. All you have to know is that they're bad people. So you stumble upon this hidden elevator and this necklace that gives you glimpses of past events when you encounter a specific location. These necklace flashbacks freaked me the fuck out. So here's just a few of the ones that really did it for me. Oh, and that's just the necklace. This is the thing that really kind of did it for me. So, when you're in the Age Haven, you walk up some steps, stumble upon this campsite when suddenly... Well, that just came out of fucking nowhere. Now, maybe some of you are looking at this and saying, well, I don't understand how you felt this way. It's just the overall atmosphere. The creepy ambient music, the constant feeling of dread, and the paranoia that you feel like someone's watching you. It's constant and it doesn't let up. Meanwhile, you're trying to figure out what happened and solve these really hard puzzles at the same time. I guess that really goes for the series as a whole, but Myst 4 was my first one and the one that got me the most. So yeah guys, hope you enjoyed my video of my top 10 nostalgic gaming scares. If you have any of your own, please feel free to share those down below. If you enjoyed this, please give a like, subscribe, and share it around. So anyway guys, this has been me, skysamfreeman, saying so long, thanks for watching, and yeah guys, later.